The best city builder you're going to play on console anytime soon is already here. Came out in 2023. Dia Wanderer, welcome. Good evening. I can't believe I haven't used a title like this yet. What do you mean surprised? There was like 2 minutes notice. I did do a little bit of maneuvering around of some of the buildings, and I like how things are coming along. There still is. I'm going to turn the camera right, and there's a mess over here. Don't worry about that. Okay, we're just worrying about this part of the park, this part of the downtown right now. And I'm kind of modeling it a little bit after New York. Here's my thinking, right? Like, let's go daytime. Let's make it bright. So if you look at New York City around Central Park, or the way it developed from South Manhattan up, which actually this is a good enough shape for us. They created a grid down here. They actually had some really loose streets over by the coast, but there's a pretty consistent grid that goes all the way up the island, and they needed space to put, a bunch of tall buildings. So they defined a district for that. But then as the city expanded and continued growing up the island, they had to do a separate district. And I kind of want to do the same thing here. So I'm only thinking about it from this one perspective for right now. But I want to put it on either side of the park, so I don't want it to actually be too big, right? So that's the cluster on the left side of the park. And then do we move this? I think we move this up here into this block. Is this a skyscraper, or is this a unique? It's a skyscraper. Okay. Are remastered players cooked? Not necessarily, because check it, like, and I'm sorry, every time I hear cooked, I feel like it's coming from a Hasanabi head, but if not, it's just me conflating it. Just gonna hear him say it so much. Are remastered players cooked? I don't think so. I think the game's in an okay spot. Tantalus has the reins again. There will probably be more download packs and things like that for it. I don't know. They're not enough. They're not enough to like change the game. But if there's a particularly interesting content creator pack, like for you and the city that you want to build, I think that's an okay spend. That might be an all right way to drop a couple bucks into this game if you're still playing it. But everything that has come out, honestly, I'd have to look at the list again, but I think post Plazas and Promenades has been just kind of mid. And if you love that style for your build, that's great. But if not, like, there's no reason to have it. Plazas and Promenades was the last must buy, in my opinion. And there's only a couple that I would say must buy. I think Mass Transit and Plazas and Promenades for me are both way up there. And probably Park Life or Campus. You got to have one or the other, I feel like, to have maybe both. There's way too much DLC. Back to your roots, and I'm here for it. Crony, you've been here for it for a while, and I appreciate that. So I love emerging downtowns and countryside for the newer CCPs. My favorite is Green Cities. I would not disagree on Green Cities. Green Cities is a ton of fun. I'm just thinking back to the Green City I built and then tore it apart with 4 episodes of natural disasters. Park Life is a must for me, and Green Cities. Park Life I love a lot. I do love, do we have a park? We have a park, of course, Central Park. So our Central Park is actually kind of popping. It's loosely built around Central Park, but it's obviously a much smaller scale. Central Park's insane. Is it like, hold on a second. How many blocks? How large is Central Park in blocks? 51 blocks vertically. Holy, the park is 2.5 miles long. That is crazy. That is crazy. It's so huge. So anyways, 51 blocks. We did like what, 2 here? But we've crammed a bunch of stuff in. There's little monuments, and we even put the kids' home and the senior home there. I love this though. What are these markets from? Hotels and retreats. That's what the kind of fleur-de-lis looking thing is, right? I know it's not a fleur-de-lis, but whatever that flower is, the lotus blossom. Those are nice though. That's one building technically, but there's 3 different models for it. And then if you stagger the repeating model diagonally from one another, it's a little harder to pick up on, which is my thinking there. We've got the chessboards that still trigger me to this day because they're not set up right, but that's okay. And they're also making illegal moves. Or not illegal moves, but they're in a stalemate, so the game is over. Oh, I don't think I've seen people at this actual park. That's cool. Can we walk down there though? I don't remember if we can walk down there. No, we can't. Of course not. I don't think that's fair. Why do they get to walk down there? How come there's physics for them but not for me? Physics for all. I would like physics socialism, please. We've got, of course, commemorating some very, very sad times in the in-game universe. This is the meteor that struck the shelter everyone had evacuated to in San Rico. Was it San Rico, Santa Rico? Or it was it was mixed. What was it at first? The gendering was off at first. Santa Rica? Santa Rico? Was it Santa Rico at first? I took an auto-generated name and it was not correct. But may they rest in peace. San Francisco Golden Gate Park is even bigger than Central Park. Really? Favorite feature of the city. You didn't even take it. Back in the day struggles you had making the highways. Mm-hmm. A religious figure who walks above all. I don't know about that. It's commemorating a very sad day there, that monument. So the Central Park, if I did this right, these are all technically office buildings. This one actually is the International Trade Building, which, since I'm not using tax offices, I figured I'd leave that one turned off in the central area there. Let's move this guy. What is this technically? It's an office building. Can we get one more down here? Okay, let's move this. Okay, and then let's see what we can fill in here. So we definitely want to continue the footpath. Let's do that. And then can we turn grid off and come right up the middle here? No, you won't let me do that. It won't let me do that because of this. So what if we do this? If I put the circle right in the middle there, is that... Oh, why did it elevate? This is one thing that does tick me off a little bit. You know what really grinds my gears? This is remastered. Remastered does this all the time. It remembers old terrain. So what this tells me is I flattened this terrain here at one point because it thinks there is something it needs to elevate over here. It's really annoying. You usually can fix it by changing the elevation and then changing it back. And then sometimes it will figure out what it's supposed to do. I did also have the snapping turned off there, though, so let's see. Nope, it's going to do it. It's going to do it. So what if we do it in segments? Nope, it already elevated there. That sucks. Why? Okay, it's also make me work around the skyscrapers. It's kind of terrible. Why would you elevate there? Why on earth would you elevate? I take back what I said earlier about remastered players not being cooked. We're cooked. Oh my god. It would be awesome if they'd fix stuff like this. I wonder if there's even people reporting it. How many of us are there left? Honestly. Okay, well, there's a little handrail area to make sure people stay on track on their side of the office park. That's handy to just suddenly slide me all the way down the block like that. Thanks. That's not being finicky at all around these skyscrapers. We got to change that one tree, right? That guy right there. Okay. This is not staying, I don't think. These are financial buildings. Yeah, let's get this guy out of here. Is this a office or a bank or something? Reduces commercial zone crime rate using cash transport vans. Good luck with the crime. We got enough tall buildings for right now. We'll think about it later. I kind of dropped everything in here to see if it would be worth what would kind of fit thematically. I am not a fan of the look of the financial district buildings. Just not my thing. Okay, we got to move that tower on the right. Or more importantly, I'd rather give it some friends. That's going to be where the buildings that we want to keep end up is in a little pocket over there. And then we have to fill in where the woods are. Maybe we dig into the woods a little bit. But I think this is one that, I don't know, am I actually going to finish a city? Is River Run going to be finished? Then again, is it really finished unless we can get to 379 million or to a billion, and we're stuck at 379 million? Like, I'm not making progress towards a billion. I'm disappointed. I had a nice saturation point and I broke it. We can check in on the coal line, Frank Casey. We need to check in on a lot of places. We're getting there. This one's gonna get there, I promise. And then we can go back. AC, what if we go remaster a 9-tile build? We're gonna start over. We're gonna try and recapture it. Maybe we watch it and react to it. But either way, what's your build of choice? Are we going back to Swamp Scott? What are we doing? Sounds like a new city is in the future. I think so. It was going to be. I was going to take a look at Cities Skylines 2 Ultimate Edition now that it's ultimate and technically complete. But if you saw my post or on Discord, my key got revoked. So if you don't like profanity, cover your ears for a minute. But whoever did that at CO or Paradox, I would like to talk about the marital status of your parents when you were conceived and born. Yeah, I don't own CS2 technically anymore. Well, I do, but I don't own any content post-launch. So there was a mix up with keys early on, and I got the regular version, but then I got the ultimate version. But yeah, revoked. So I don't know if it was mix up, but I definitely owned it. Yeah, they pulled my key. Somebody did. I've never had that happen before. I'm happy to say I still have my Xbox content, because I would be pissed if I lost if I could just never go back to any of these builds, because they all have DLC in them now. I'd be pretty upset. Should be legal. Hope you get back at some point. I mean, to be fair, like I have a lot of DLC that I did not pay for. I bought the game on Xbox and Season 1, and that's when I started making content with them. So I hadn't paid for DLC until the Mountains and Countryside stuff that came out. Like that's when there was a lull. So the last time I got a code and was cut out, and then something came out that I actually paid for myself, it was a very long time. But I'm already looking at like the DLC I don't own for 2, and I know like I don't particularly like 2. I don't think it's a fun game, but I wanted to go back and give it another shot and look at it with more features and functions, and 2 years of patches. It's still a 52%, but it's probably better than it was the last time I played it. But now I don't have that content, and I'm just looking at the content, and every single one of them is mixed or mostly negative. Like, I'm not paying $40 to check that out. Like, the internet is telling me it is mixed and mostly negative, which is right on par with the base game. So I guess I don't need to dig that deep. I'm really interested to know, like, how much of a difference are they actually going to make bringing a new team in versus how much of this is just in its bones and not going anywhere, and deep rot that is already set in. Didn't dance enough for Paradox and Colossal? Yeah. I don't know. I see some of the people that are doing the dancing, and I feel bad for them though. I mean, okay, it might be a little creepy and weird too, but I'll tell you what. I'm curious, like, and I know Social Blade is not necessarily accurate, but there is no way I could sustain, like, I don't want to say sustain my lifestyle. That sounds ridiculous, but like, I do a lot better than what a creator of these scales would do. And I think it's ludicrous. I think it's amazing to be able to have that opportunity to do that for your work. But if you're doing something you don't like, or something that you don't stand behind, like I don't know. I wouldn't want to do that. I'm glad I do what I do. Love the strategy games, but the company is so predatory consumer policies. And that's the thing, like, what is the reason for bringing in a new dev? It is not to save this game and save the community. It's because they already spent money on this thing, and there are enough people that will continue to play it in those 52% that are buying some of these DLCs, the 52% of those that are happy. Like, it's a small pool, but they have determined that it is worth spending this amount of money because they think they can get this money back. Companies that especially have shareholders and questionable artistic integrity aren't doing it for the value of the product. They're doing it for what they can get out of you, which is money. New dev isn't even good anyways. I mean, we'll see what they can come up with. Could it be... Technically, they have a better rated game on Steam currently, but then again, what is the first Cities rated? The first Cities is rated great, isn't it? Like 90%. Recent reviews 91%, 93% overall. Like, They put out an absolute banger, even though it took it a long time to get going and it required a lot of community support. I think even remastered where it is a fun city builder. It's way better than playing Cities 2 on PC, I will tell you that. I still think, I firmly believe that. But I haven't put a lot of time into Cities 2 post-launch. I put more time into it before launch than I did after launch, I think. I've reinstalled it a few times over the years. I don't think I have a ton of time on record. Am I ashamed to say how much Cities 2 time I have on record? Yeah. 58 hours. I just did not enjoy it. I must have put a couple hundred in though in the alpha and early access builds. Played a lot. But never intrigued. It is, what is it at? 52% recent, 53% overall. So yeah, here, hold on a second. Where can I go here? Studio mode, capture, display capture, this one. Don't mind my messy taskbar. So what do we got for DLC for Cities Skylines 2, right? You've got the Waterfronts bundle. Let's look at the DLCs. What's in here? Let's look from the bottom, right? So you had the San Francisco set. That I still have. That's from pre-order, technically. We had to fight for this. They weren't going to give us this. But that's very negative at 13%. That's nice. That taskbar is a mess. Don't worry about it. There's a lot of stuff going down there. Where's the auto high? Ignore it, okay? Just ignore it. It's fine. It's fine. Totally thrown here. So they released a radio station. Okay, modern architecture. Mixed. Content creator pack. 44%. Urban promenades. Mostly negative 34%. Dragon Gate. Mixed. 45%. Leisure venues. Mixed. 64%. Nice. Hold on a second. Who put this out? My eyesight's terrible. Grunny? Good job, Grunny. Best of the bunch at 64%. And then Mediterranean Village mixed at 45%. So like, and then Bridges and Ports, right? Mixed at 57%. And this is the $20 one. I don't know. I'm not spending $40. I'm not spending $40 on the game. I don't think it's worth it. If this was Twitch, you'd unsub. Was the taskbar that offensive? I full screen so many apps that, like, I don't know. In return, I don't use desktop icons. My desktop is empty. So that's why everything's down there in the taskbar. I do not use the start bar, and I do not use the desktop. Those are literally all of the shortcuts I will ever use. Need some therapy after that taskbar? I'm sorry. Yeah, exposure therapy. Hold on, the desktop's coming back. That's it. Nope, display cap, window capture. Nope, never mind, it's gone. Okay. Out of studio mode. Oh, I guess I could click into that stream there in OBS. That's better. So what are people feeling? What are people building? What are you working on in your town if you're building anything? I got to come up with some ideas. So I have been holding off for so long on the idea of New Boston because I have this perfect vision of my head of a docu-series that also has an attached build to it. And I think I just need to build, and like I might just record some of it or go talk about the neighborhoods after. Like it's going to have to be two separate things, I think. I just don't have the creative willpower to like force it all into one project. Like your city, appreciate that very much. This is River Run. There's a fire. Why the fires? Do I even have the buttons anymore? I buried them somewhere. Oh no, it's right there. It's right there. Hold on a second. Where was that fire?
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
Here we go. Is it a mouse city without a fire? Technically not. That didn't spread though, so we got really lucky there. As I turn around and see the entire forestry industry on fire. No, okay, not today. Good. That's good. That's good. We've got a lot of buildings still turned off. I think this one in the middle, I think I was starting to say this is a bank from financials. I don't know. I kind of like the look of it. So I might keep it. I don't know. I might. Okay, sorry. Oh. Ow. I dropped my controller. Why did... Oh, no. Okay, there we go. It wasn't responding. It was just like froze. It wouldn't put the menu away. I hit it like 4 times. PC unlocked all tiles. Yeah. 25 tiles makes a huge difference. Definitely makes a huge difference. That periphery of the 81 tiles, that outer ring should pretty much be edge of map anyways. I mean, maybe some people just want to see like what they can cram into 25 tiles. But one of the things I like about the freedom of 25 tiles over the 9 at least is that you do have that ability to feather off the city. I'm not good at it, but you know. Yeah, we haven't had a real barn burner without Kung. It's a coincidence, right? City has bedroom towns, nice. Console can handle more than 25 tiles. I mean, I would. It seems to handle. I don't know. I haven't thrown anything at remastered that it can't do yet, but I also haven't. I think my largest city was 230,000 on a 9 tile. It was the city that I built for my first Paradox collab for the release of, what do you call it, on console? Park Life. Did those tutorials. Grinded a brand new city for the Let's Play. Didn't tell anybody why I was building a giant central park. That was fun. My Series S struggles a little when I completely fill out a city, but I have to density everything because of how small the map is. Yeah, 25 much better than 9 for sure. CPU bottlenecks. I mean, that makes sense. Is anybody excited for the Steam machine? Because I am. We have everything, but I think it's going to be nice to introduce. I have a 9-year-old daughter, and she's messed around a little bit with some of the Steam Deck games that we've played on the TV, but this is going to open up a lot more games that don't require her to have a computer, and also because she had my old Windows 10 hand-me-down, which I can't update anymore, and it requires a physical upgrade to run Windows 11, or a Steam machine would be pretty cool. PC only, but it sounds nice. It is. So when the new Xbox Asus ROG Ally X came out, when that was announced, I wanted one. I wanted console games in my pocket. I wanted to take them with me. But it turns out that's not what it is. It's a Windows PC with an Asus UI. And not only do you have to update Windows, but you have to update Asus Armory Crate, and there's the Xbox UI and the Windows UI and the Asus UI. And it's just like, it's such a lazy, half-baked $1,000 ripoff. Like, is it kind of cool? Sure. Should it cost $1,000? No. And should it have waited probably a year of development to build all of those things into a single interface? Yes. Because that's what the Steam machine is going to have going for it. Like, the UI and the operating system is all built in to the Steam Deck. And it's going to be the same thing with the Steam machine. Like, it's a simple thing. You hit this button to update. You plug it in here. Like, and you don't have to know how to use a Windows installation. You don't have, I watched one creator that had to do the updates for their Asus ROG Ally X, and it's updating like Calculator and Notepad and all these Windows things that are fine to have in a desktop PC, but why the hell would you want those things in a portable PC? Why do you want that bloat? Why do you want to have to update those things? Why isn't it a trimmed down version of your OS? It isn't. I mean, it's Windows with a program running. It's really lazy. And the fact that Valve had that in the pocket to come out right after Xbox kind of announces, they released the ROG Ally and we're going to, this is kind of the route we're going for our next console. It's just going to be a PC. And then Steam's like, okay, we'll put a PC in the living room then. It's such a slap in the face to Microsoft. The timing of it is excellent. Low-key excited for the Steam machine. AC, you got to we're going to be playing PC games soon. Let's play some PC games together, AC. It's time. It's going to open up a huge... Okay, so here's the downside, I guess, if you will. Not that I think kernel level anti-cheat is the answer, because people get past it all the time, but Steam is on Linux. Steam OS is Linux, and the same anti-cheats that run kernel level aren't going to work. So they're going to have to rely on vault account bans and other systems, or open things up a bit if you want people on the Steam machines and Steam Decks to be able to play with those platforms. So I know it can work, or it can be bypassed in certain circumstances, because Sea of Thieves has some kind of anti-cheat it tries to load. I don't know if it actually works on Steam Deck or what the deal is, but Sea of Thieves plays pretty well, or it did play pretty well when I last played on the Steam Deck. It's been about 6 months since I played it. MetaQuest 3 Xbox edition is just Game Pass in the MetaQuest browser for an extra $100. Yeah, that's pretty sad. I'm interested in that new Valve headset too. I won't lie. I'm excited because it comes with spacers out of the box. Like, I need something that can fit over glasses. I can't touch my eyeball. I can't do contacts. Tropico series has always been great. I only played, what's the most recent one? 5 or 6. Fun and challenging, highly recommended. Yeah, I can appreciate it, and I love the aesthetic. I don't want to have to go into sandbox though. Like, one of the things I like about CS1 is once you figure out some of the basic systems, it's almost impossible to fail. And I do I like the challenge. I don't want to play in creative mode, but I also want something that is very laid back. Something that I can do what I'm doing right now, which is put the cinematic camera on and let my city run and talk some baloney on the stream and just hang out. It's nice to just have it's almost like a screensaver background in my office, off to the side of my desk, basically. Tropical 6 is the newest. I think that's the one I played. I forget. They reached out and gave me that one. I actually didn't even, it was totally off my radar, and they were like, hey, do you want to play this? Like, okay, sure. It ended up being really good. I did enjoy it, but yes, it's more challenging. And although I can appreciate it, I also if I want a challenge, I'm going to go play a shooter. But again, but there's a balance. It's a weird thing. I don't want it to be so easy that I don't have to think about it at all with the creative and the infinite money. I don't know. There's something still about the growth and the grind of the city. If it's not too slow, it can get a little bad towards the end if you've built so many cities. That last two milestones sometimes can be tough. Go to Zenny and get your prescription lenses. Oh, do they make them for the Quest 3? I had prescription lenses. They're way out of date now. They were 2 prescriptions ago. But I had prescription lenses for the very first Oculus Rift. Because when I bought it, I did not need glasses. And the last time I used it was a while ago now. To get the PSVR is a slightly newer headset. But yeah, that was impossible. That was like pushing the glasses into your face. That was awful. I do Zenny as well. The pair I am wearing right now is actually my optometrist glasses. I just ordered a new pair of Zenny today because the nose bridge. I had a pair I loved. They're very flexible and comfortable, and the rubber bridge broke, so I had to order a new pair. So I'm wearing my optometrist ones now, but my God, they're progressives, and the reading section down at the bottom is like a tiny little single line subtitle that I can read through. I don't know why they thought this was acceptable for the reading section on progressives, but apparently I only need to see one line at a time, and I need to pan the book upwards as I read. Because that's how narrow the window of readable space is for me. They just snap right in, nice. Yeah, I think the Valve ones are gonna do that too, but they also do ship with a spacer where I can just wear my glasses, which is nice. The PlayStation is actually comfortable with glasses on as well, the PlayStation VR. The unfortunate thing is they don't have a lot of support, so the $60 adapter for your PC is kind of required at that point. Okay, let's see what we got here. So again, we kind of want to have 2 clusters. I think the park is far enough, but let's see if we move a couple of these buildings over. Sorry, I know I'm kind of speeding the camera around. What buildings do we like? What footprints do we like? Actually, let's see what are we going to do on the top half? Luxury, residential, and commercial apartments? Oh, that's a double tower, that building? Okay. Office. These all look like office, right? Okay, those are all office buildings. Do any of these look residential? No, this is office. Office building, high-rise office. Office building. That is Did I not delete the financial buildings? I didn't want to lose the progress. Is this residential? Nope. Okay, so do we keep any of these? Do we move anybody into this block? And do we keep them on the actual block, or do I span them out a little bit? I don't even know. Traffic rating and flow? I think it's pretty good, if I remember. We are at well, we're only at 114,000 people. But we're at 89% traffic, and we're not trying super hard. Like, these are not over-engineered intersections. In fact, this is a simplified version of the dog bone that comes with Map Pack 3. I made it simpler and got rid of the pedestrian cut-throughs, and people can walk through if they need to, but there's no... Is there a crosswalk to get from here to here, technically? I guess there. But it's so far, people don't tend to walk it anyways. But that's not too bad, I think. 80, 89, 88%. Using, you know, the default intersections. Like, we're using Old Town policy. This is a highway interchange, a T that is all 3-lane. So this can work as well in the right spots. So the thing that I do, Sin, and it's kind of, I mean, is it cheating the system a little bit? Yeah, it makes the traffic a lot lighter. Is you'll notice how I have all my districts. So everything has Old Town. So if you want to get to Franklin Hills, you can take mass transit or you can drive there. But notice that the highways, there's a highway exit on either side of the zone. Like, so I could get off this one and come down this street, or I could get off, well, I could come from over there. I could get off the highway over here at this diamond. But every neighborhood, it's like it forces one main street that has heavy traffic and arterial, and then it forces everybody into the neighborhoods, and then there's no through traffic. So Old Town and districting, in my opinion, like, I appreciate that you can do all kinds of crazy stuff with mods on PC, but you can also tame the traffic a lot with the tools that they have in the game. It's not as realistic, but I think it is more futuristic, if you will. Like, you should be reducing pedestrian traffic. Unless we are building purely American-based cities and then overemphasis on cars to the point that you should build a neighborhood and then tear it in half by putting a highway through it. If you really want to go for the gusto. You know, really put the red, white, and blue on it. Build some housing. Don't let it level up. Put the schools really far away, and then build a highway through the neighborhood and make sure it separates any kind of physical connection to the neighborhood on the other side of the highway. It's a great way to segregate people. I've got to do that Boston video so bad. There is so much history in Boston and the mess that they made of the streets. I got to do it. Okay, let's empty this. Just because sometimes I hit the wrong button and funny things happen, but not today because we are on collapse. We're still on collapse. We collapsed it. Sorry, Meteor fans. Not for you. It's fun. It's so funny. Like, I kind of want to rotate these around because I think they value. Actually, I don't know. I think they want to get out of their car faster. They don't care about parking close to the destination. They cannot wait to get out of their car. I'm sorry. We're going to put it on nighttime and we're going to let this song play. This is the very first song that introduced Meander. It's just a nice little jam that's great for nighttime vibes. So would anybody be interested in a very disconnected and disjointed new Boston city that I just build and document when I can? Or should I bite the bullet and should we do it live on stream or via series? And I don't know. I wanted to do this grand masterpiece and it's not going to happen. So I think I'm just going to do a new Boston build and a completely separate take of a documentary going into the history of the neighborhoods and the streets. But there's so much story. And if you've ever looked at Boston on a map, you have to wonder how some of it happened. And I think it's pretty compelling for people that are interested in infrastructure and city building. And do it. I've been talking about it for so long. I know of all the ideas that I have, New Boston, the build New Boston I've wanted to do for a while, but I just want to tell the frickin' story and all. I just want to nerd out about all the Boston street knowledge I've acquired over the years. I got, where are they? It's gonna take me a second. Okay, there is one. There's the other one. Okay. So who is Nancy technically? Is she a professor at MIT? I think she's a professor at MIT. Hold on a second. I need my better glasses. Anyway, there are these two absolutely amazing books. Where is oh, this isn't gonna work, is it? If I go to just chatting, it still has the game in the background because my webcam is not activated because it wasn't plugged in. Hold on 2 seconds. Webcam, deactivate and activate. Okay, there we go. Okay, so there are these two amazing books by, she's a professor, like a history professor at MIT. The Atlas of Boston is this amazing breakdown of essentially how it all started as a really, really small peninsula and built up from there. And it goes through like Native American history and land reclamation or land making, as she coined the term specifically, because it's not technically reclaimed land, it's not technically landfill, it's not technically diking. So there's the Atlas of Boston history, and there's also Gaining Ground, which is another Nancy Seychelles book. These are essentially like they were kind of expensive because they're essentially like course books for MIT. Well, this one, the Gaining Ground, is used in a course. I don't know about the Atlas of the history of Boston, but two really cool books, and there's just so much story, so much story. But I would love to tell that story in a documentary format. Back to the game. Where's this traffic? Gotta find that. Stomp that out. Okay. Oh, preview. Sorry, I'm on the wrong thing. There we go. So yeah, if you're at all interested, just to check the books out online, Boston History of Boston Atlas and Gaining Ground by Nancy Seychelles. Two really cool texts. I got a lot of city books I would recommend. I don't know if that's something that people are interested in. But there is, where is it? This one is one of my favorites. I think it's Happy City. And it basically talks about transforming lives through urban design. Some of the It's written pre-COVID though, and the unfortunate thing is some of the assumptions have really changed where I think people like or appreciate remote work a lot more than they did. Will Smith, get out of here. Than they did pre-pandemic. It wasn't a requirement, or it wasn't something people were willing to fight for pre-pandemic necessarily. Paul's Midnight. I would love to put some hidden gems in there. And I think I'm gonna end up doing it on console only because I generally am more productive of a builder on there. I know it better. But I have wanted to do the New Boston build on PC for a very long time. I talked to Rich about working on it with him, and I have a Boston map. I think it's all public on my Steam profile. So if you search Move the Mouse on Steam, you can find my workshop items if you play on PC. And there is a Boston collection, which includes a Boston terrain map and a bunch of like New England and, New York, Brooklyn type buildings of the era. Can't go into the office anymore. Love working from home. It's awesome, right? I'm in PJ pants every day. That would really be cool to see. Yeah. And that's the thing. So, looking forward to the historical documentary using CS as a tool, and I might separate them into two completely separate things. I might use B-roll and go down to Boston with a camera and zoom in on maps and talking head if I have to. I might just tell the story of Boston independent of the game, but I do want to build it in game as well. Okay. So it might be two separate efforts, a new build and a documentary. Oh, we were going to stop by the Coal Line Francese earlier, but we did not. I do love the look of the Industrial Evolution buildings. This is much more, it's unfortunate that they are a little repetitive. But it's much more of what an industrial park looks like, at least up here in New England. Where there's a lot of small manufacturing or, small tech that's not super high pollutant. What's the subscriber goal needed to make that happen? I don't have any subscriber. I have one subscriber goal. I would like to find one more game or video that pops. I would love to get a play button, but it's not something that I'm going to change who I am or what I'm doing drastically to do it. But in terms of subscriber goal, I need to get off my butt and do it. Part of it is I don't want to put out a half-baked production. I know if I put the time into it, I can do really good, but I also could try to do really good and perfect it for years and just never release it. So I'm staring off 1,000 yards though, thinking about it right now, because I've been running the ideas through my head. I've got the pacing of the first 3 or 4 chapters. I've got the first 2 or 3 chapters written. Dress up, keep your brain in proper state. I get that. I'll do that for QBRs or occasional meetings, but tax write-off for a trip. It's honestly, it's a little bit of gas and a hybrid, so it's not too bad. Don't let perfect be the enemy of good. Yeah. Okay, let's see. I want to drop a couple more in on that right neighborhood. So what do we keep? Let me take a look at what is over here. So we've got residential there. We could move some of these. Let's fill up that block. What do we like best? This is a little double tower. I think that's too much. I don't think that's right. Let's thin the population down, basically. I'm gonna get rid of those. I think I'm gonna get rid of this one. Did some research on the CSM dev. Yeah, I also won't be supporting. Fist bumps. Oh, I shaved my head, by the way. I had my hat on before I realized. I took it off because it's hot. It's just fresh haircut. It's drastic. I grew out a beard a couple weeks ago, and I hadn't done that in like 5 or 6 years. And last time I had a few gray hairs in my beard, and this time it was mostly white, and I was like, get this crap off of my face. Fill the hybrid's tank so we can't say no. All right. Nice. Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, I can hit the heart up there. I was like, why can't I hit the like button? Need to find my scissors. I that's the thing that has been so nice is since the pandemic, I ordered a I don't know, $60 set of clippers. And that has been what I have paid for haircuts since 2020. I think I actually got my last haircut in 2019. So I've gotten my money out of those clippers. Just use a number 4 black, buzz it. Can't stand your neck itching all the time. You got that's the thing. Like getting over the initial itch is tricky. But once you're through it, it's easy. I used to have a really big, thick beard. I actually shaved it the day before I met my wife. I had like a Zach Galifianakis beard the day before I met my wife. And I happened to go clean shaven for the first time in 7 years. This was good timing. Close your salon. Yeah, that's too bad. Okay, sorry, I just realized I'm sitting still. I could at least read the chat when I'm in cinematic mode. But we got to think about a couple of these buildings that come over. These, I think, are too chonky. This one's just right. So let's move this one. We want tall, but not too tall. We don't want to dwarf everything. Do we put I think we put the entrance on the 6-lane road. That makes more sense. Ooh, that's interesting with the little buildings on the interior. I don't know that we'll keep those, but we can see. Why did it filter that? I think somebody got that? Okay. Yeah, chunky buildings need love too, exactly. Ooh, that's weird. The way that OBS, I assume AC or Adia approved that, and I appreciate that. But it's weird how it filters that, because it caught the filter, do you want to approve this in OBS? And I don't see it in the browser. I have my browser on one screen, Cities in the middle screen, OBS on the other screen. And it's just weird how that filter works, because that message doesn't even show up on the browser, basically. Well, you don't know why it filtered, but you giggled while approving? Well, exactly. That's why it filtered it. Apparently, people are using Chonky in a different context than other channels. Okay. Sorry for swinging the camera over. Let's leave a square. Do we leave? Those two are... These are too small and stupid. Is this a... Oh, you know what it is? I had a road go through this one. That's why. There was a road coming through the middle of here. Oh, no, it's... No, it's the same. Okay, I don't know. Okay, shorter buildings. Let's take these two, I guess. And maybe one of those chonkers on the end. We'll see. We'll see. I'm going to leave plenty of places for cut-throughs where we can. Do we set this one back a little bit like that? Is it obvious which is the front? I mean, there's still paths through there. But then again, it's making the mess on this side. So we should put the door on the big side. It's a 6-lane road. That's where people are going to be entering in. We'll fill in with some trees and stuff in the back alley here. It doesn't quite line up, unfortunately, like the other street, but that's okay. This stock market is here because I didn't want to delete it and lose progress, but I'm also never going to make money on the stock market again because it's like clawing for a couple 100,000 at a time, and we are way, way, way more important than worrying about that kind of nonsensical money. With $379 million in our bank, we could buy the next 10 towns over. Let's see. This one? This one. No, I don't want to bulldoze. I want to move. I want to move. Okay, let's see. Let's see. How is this? Ooh, okay. Ignore the stuff on the right's not going to be there. That's not bad. That's okay. I like it. That could work. Thick like old oatmeal. I think those are two okay clusters. Why does that one building glow like it's... What is this? What is this building glow? Oh, we're going to have to move that, aren't we? It's so bright in comparison to everything else that's around it. Did it stay that way? Oh, was it the reflection of the sun? Was it the angle that I had it at? There was like an angle where it was like, it was so bright. I don't know. That was weird. But this is kind of the, it's somewhere over here. Somewhere over here is the view. But again, I wanted to separate the two tall districts apart from one another a little bit. It's a mini New York. It's borrowing an idea. We can't do this scale. That's okay though. I would probably go do it on Twitch just for safety in case of claims. But would anyone be down while they're still available to live react to the entire Cities 2 live build that they have on their channel before they take it down? I went back to watch like 10 minutes from that stream when I was putting together the PowerPoint, and I was laughing. It was fun. It was fun watching that build. Yeah, I don't know if at this rate I want to do it on YouTube. I mean, it's like, I don't know how you couldn't argue that it's transformative. Because, like, one, who's going back to watch those videos that haven't had a comment in a year and a half? And, like, you wouldn't come to my channel as a substitute for it. You just wouldn't. Don't have to ask a dumb question. I will say, like, I did, so just as much, though, to be fair, when I went back and watched some of that stream, the stream of me reacting to their stream, like, they are funny. Like, they're fun. Like, they do say some funny things. But it's also like, looking back at it through the lens of retrospective analysis of knowing what was happening, what's about to happen. It's crazy. It's so crazy, that timeline, though. I think I was going to do a video called Paradox is the Worst. It had like a Paradox logo and a trash can with some flies buzzing around. Yeah, I'm going to have to see where it shakes out, but it might be interesting to do. What did they call it? The Journey to Launch was the documentary. Maybe we do the Road to Separation. I don't know. I wonder, I'll dig up a cheap gold watch and a black turtleneck and sit in front of a desk. Ooh, maybe I could just put Photoshop and green screen her out of it and sit in her office. That could be fun. That could be really fun. I've got ideas. I've got ideas. I don't know if tonight's the most productive build, but I'm glad I'm in here and making moves. Is the casino really in like a main downtown area like that? We gotta move that. That needs a spot. New Boston first, one thing at a time, huh? Superintendent Chalmers. There's some spots in the city that are pretty well fleshed out. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I'm so sad they removed this free-flowing, not have to program cinematic camera from Cities Skylines 2. It's such a downgrade. Recent series having a mini renaissance. Happy to see it. Nice. I think it's weird. Like there's I think there's still a buzz, but I think the buzz for a lot of people. Let's check the numbers. I think the buzz for a lot of people is I guess CS1's my jam for a while. Steam DB. Cities Skylines has on PC 6,413 players. Ooh, congratulations, 6,834 players. So there are actually more players in 2 right now. But didn't they just release Bridges and Ports like a week ago? And the Bikes is tomorrow? And Colossal just left, so like there's probably a lot of hype happening right now. I haven't seen that in a very long time though, where there's more active CS2 players than there are CS1 players. It's only by 400. And obviously console, anybody playing Cities on console is playing Cities 1 or Remastered, not 2. So there's probably more people playing Cities 1 technically, but yeah, it's because of bridges and ports and the recent news, and tomorrow there will be bikes and people will get excited and then that'll wear off. And then I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, first to second week in December, it's back to more people playing CS1. It'll be really interesting to see. We've got a long time to wait, I think, because even if they've already started diving into the code, like they don't really own it until after the new year. And I don't know, Europeans love their vacations and their holidays. They don't let work interrupt that like we do in America. Age of Empires, wow. That is old school. I don't know. I hope, I would love it if Tantalus was not just bolting DLCs into this game, but maybe offering a fix or two. We've seen one of the glitches that drives me crazy tonight is it remembers terrain. I cannot tell you too much, but I can tell you that I absolutely 100% positively know where that came from and when I first reported it and what it is a holdover of. And someday, if PDX ever goes out of business, I'll tell the story. I like this city a lot. I like River Run. I think I could probably finish Meander. I would love to go do 25 tile. Man, I'd love to do 25 tile Rosewood. I'd love to do 25 tile Wood Garden. But there's other maps I haven't built on yet too. Did I pin the tier lists, AC? I think I did. Where would that have been? Cities Skylines 1 pinned? Yes, I did. And this is before Map Pack 4, but I'm pretty sure Map Pack 4 was all trashed here. River Run. I think I built on Oracle Lake for a tutorial, but never a build. Maze Valley looked really cool. Caldera County looked really cool. I've tried 3 times and never finished Ahanu Island. Swamplands, I think, was Swamp Scott. I think. Wood Garden was fun. Winding River is great. Not to be confused with Meandering River. I didn't realize that at the time. But the word meander is a wandering river. But there's a map called Meandering River and a map called Wandering River, and my town called Meander is on Winding River. It's not confusing at all. I gotta update that tier list and just paste all the new maps taped together at the bottom of the chart. 25 tiles for Boston, right? Yeah. You need to make a custom map, or do you have one in mind? Yeah, no, I already. So let me here. Hold on. Pause. Save. Load. Is that the one? So there's 2 things. First of all, I considered doing it as a snow build. I'll show you the rough layout. Because I got carried away and started like gridding stuff out. So, okay, let me tell you the super quick story of Boston. Super quick. 60-second elevator pitch. There was this tiny little... Well, there was a settlement called Charlestown, and they had crappy water. And they said, hey, why don't we go over there to that tiny little peninsula? So they went over to that tiny little peninsula, and then everybody moved to that tiny little peninsula with them. They ran out of room. So they said, okay, let's pile up a bunch of dirt and raise the land on the outside of the peninsula. What do you think? We'll add another couple 100 feet on every side. Perfect. So we've got a medium-sized peninsula now. And then it became the largest town in the 13 colonies. And they were like, oh crap, we're full again. Let's add another round of dirt. Should we measure it, or should we just kind of dump a little bit here and a little bit there? A little bit here, a little bit there. Run with that idea. That's great. Okay, throw some roads up now. Should we like plan this out or measure? No. Just wherever the dirt ran out, put the roads there. So it was a city it was a tiny peninsula. I don't know if I am remembering this wrong. It might have been less than a square mile in 1630. In a way, it is very Dutch, but that I was talking earlier about the two Nancy Seychelles books, and she is a strong proponent of please do not refer to it as reclaimed land or diking. It's a different process that they went through. I don't understand it well enough, but I will document it a little bit better when I go through. But her books are going to be a lot of the research, honestly, because she did a ton of work and is an expert in the field of the shape of Boston, which is there's an amazing story behind it. I have 1,000 pages of textbook on my shelf. Okay, so here's the thing, right? So Boston, and this is a very rough approximation, but it's particularly messy up here. This is the tip of the peninsula that was built up the most. So this is where the absolute nonsensical roads are. There is the first park in America, Boston Common, or here New Boston Common, is a sizable space. It's not a central park, but it's very sizable. And the interesting thing here is that there is this is a park down the middle of this residential area. This is Com Ave or Commonwealth Avenue. And there's residential on either side. This was built up. So this is like the first place that they actually created a grid in the city, and it's arranged where it's all alphabetical. And I think I named them, right? So yeah, I did. Okay, let me see if I remember. Arlington, it's alphabetical. Berkeley, Clarendon, Dartmouth, Exeter, Fairmount, Fairfield, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Is there no G though? Do we skip G? I cannot remember what G is. Gloucester Street. Gloucester, by the way, Gloucester. Hereford Street, and then of course, did I not? I didn't rename. This is Massachusetts Avenue or Mass Ave. Okay, so but this, don't worry about the problems in here. We don't even have to save it. This was the first place that was built up. So this was water, and they put a bunch of dirt, and they put a bunch of clean, neatly organized rows. And they did this in the late 1800s so that they could also call this Boston and move in a bunch of rich people and outvote the Irish. So there is actually, as much as there are some very interesting stories in Boston, there's also some horrible stories about trying to marginalize the poor and minority communities of the city. So the whole reasoning behind this absolutely beautiful neighborhood was to move in a bunch of rich people and outvote the immigrants. So there's a dichotomy in Boston everywhere you look. I did use the European style buildings too, which it does fit really well. Like I'll do the, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to go down on foot, but I'll do the documentary and like I will show a lot of these spots in the documentary, but this is something that like I don't need to nail it 1-to-1, but this is a grid that is so important to then frame the rest of the city almost. It makes building the chaos up here a lot easier because you can create a scale for it. So, and I'm debating a bunch of things. Like, do I stick pretty true to Boston and keep the Euro here? Do I make it new Boston and this is the fancy new neighborhood now? So it's going to be the, you know, the wall to wall buildings. I don't know. I don't know what to do. So this is what I'm thinking, right? Is first of all, do I do it in the snow? Or do I do it, this would only be like, I think my second snowfall build. And it might be kind of interesting. And Boston is very much a place you have to deal with the snow and the cold. But also it might be kind of nice to see it in the summer. And I'm going to kick myself in the butt. Like, I think I have to build this in the summer because I'm still holding out hope that of all the DLCs they might still sell us, that we might freaking get fall trees in CS1 still. They could do it. They could give it to us. We could just go nuts with the tree brush and have a completely different season and a completely different look. And I wouldn't be able to do that, I don't think. I wouldn't be able to pull that off. I mean, there have been times when we've still had leaves dying, falling off the trees, and we've had snow, but it's very rare. But fall trees, oh my God. I'm going to die on this hill, Adia. Fall trees. How easy would that be? Like, they gave us a content creator pack that had a bunch of trees in it. They're better than the default trees. It's so unfortunate that we cannot rotate these trees. It's criminal, honestly, especially when we look at like this one in particular, because it's so shapy. It's always pointing the same way, regardless of any size variation. So it's very obvious that it doesn't rotate. It's unfortunate that they don't do that. Even if they don't give us tree rotation, how easy would it be? I will give you $10 today for a tree pack tomorrow. Give me my fall trees, please. Okay, so thoughts, everybody. Do we poll this to make it a little bit more official? I wish mods could run polls. That would make my life so much easier. Start a poll. New Boston. You're going to help decide the future. Not winter or winter. I think not winter. I love the idea of winter. But I don't want to get caught off guard and start building this and then have fall trees come out. I'm holding out hope. I have no idea. This is not insider information. I haven't been connected to them for a very long time. But imagine that. Imagine if they had fall trees and we could sprinkle that all over a Boston map. Oh my God. Do both? Do two builds? Highly criminal, we cannot rotate them or have a line tool for trees and props. Yeah. But that's what you get the second game for. So everybody's feeling not winter. Okay. I like the idea of it, but winter is very restrictive. I wish you could turn it on and off. It'd be so amazing if you could just turn it off. Seasons DLC, yes, exactly. I feel like it couldn't be that hard. Like, the grass is either this color or it's white. The trees are either this color or they're that color. The buildings are this color or that color. Like when you can do, you know, color correction and all this other stuff, like, I can change the color of the pollution. Like, you know, seasons would have been awesome. Here's the thing though, they're going to charge you for that in 2. How bad? Oh, I wonder what shape the console's in if they've even touched it. Because you're trying to fix the game. You don't do that on the console version. You fix the game and then you port it over to the console version. dumb stuff for Seasons DLC on console. Okay, so we're 100% on not winter. Start up $20 Seasons DLC. For ZS1. Are you buying? And that's an egregious price tag. Maybe 15. Maybe $12.99. I'd pay $20 for that though. Get Mr. Mason to do the trees. The one downside that I think they'd have to figure out is, you know, when you have, let's see here. Are we on infinite money on this build? We are. So when you have these tree-lined streets, this is something that they added in airports. This is such a cool update, is you can come in here with the landscaping tool and trees and replace the trees that are, well, that's... Hey, Mayor, we got to cut these back a little bit. The roots are literally growing into the roads. So maybe this is not the best example, right? Like with this tree. But what I was going to say is the one downside to a Seasons DLC, and I don't think I have any, you know, I don't have any objects that are going to show us the problem. Well, I mean, yeah, kind of, here's the thing, right? There's trees built in to things like the cemetery, but like, look, these look like snowy trees, and this same thing can look like green trees. So I would like to think that it is possible that they could just add, they only need to add one more season, technically. You can skip spring or put a couple of flowers on some of the trees. That's fine. I don't care. Make the trees a little yellower, maybe some flowers. Spring's an easy one. Spring, you can AI that shit. I won't even mind. Make these textures look like spring, Google. Okay, so anyways, we were going to keep this road over here. We're not going to save this, but this is kind of the idea that I'm thinking. Now, the problem is, if we go and quit out, can I make my new Boston map not snow, or do I have to start over? Map editor, load map. Okay, I started a new Boston. Oh, okay, I did not work on that one much. Do you have to choose the theme? Can you choose the theme in the design? 10/28/24. When did I start working on this? I started messing around maps. Oh, don't pay attention to those. This is a week before it was announced. What, January 23? Yeah, it was a week before it was announced. I can't show you those, but it was always okay to tell you that I had that access once the game was announced. Can't tell you that I had that access before it's announced. Hey, everybody, playing the new Cities Remastered. What's that? It's not important. Forget I said anything. That's what Frostpunk is for, Crony. I wanted to like Frostpunk, but that was another one. It's like, it's the survival replayability of it. It seems more than the building long term of it. It's about the hard decisions and when will you die. Okay, so everybody's buying the fall plugin, the fall DLC. We're doing not winter for Boston. It's unfortunate that I have the better version of the map. But I think it's something that, like, I'm going to make the general shape and do the things and just tweak it and tweak it and tweak it. And we can, like, save up money and actually do the coastal edge landscaping. That, and it doesn't have to be perfect. I think the documentary that I want to put together is more important in my mind. And the city build could just be fun, and it could just be a bunch of different neighborhoods and kind of tell the story along the side. Like if you're into gaming and you want to geek out about Boston, you follow the city. The other video is like really just like, I don't expect it to really hit, but like I'm expecting some people that want to learn about like the history of Boston streets to be able to find it. Hopefully if I write it correctly. Sometimes it's good about finding an audience. Okay, so I don't think we can change this theme, can we? We can't. So I have a snow map that I started, which is, so I gotta see how I did this, because I'm gonna have to think about this. This is something that I advocated for when I talked about building maps at the beginning of my season 7 Let's Play, Portsmouth, is think about people playing it without mods. Now I can't share this with anybody, so it doesn't really matter. But just from a design principle, like I don't want to go into this map and be unhappy with something that is off these tiles, because once I'm out of the editor, I can never go change that thing. Sorry, the city's music was going in the background there. That was wild. So you can actually see the structure that I started putting together. Is this like single lane highways or something? I just started laying out some roads so I could count it out and get an idea of the spacing and how some of the basic framing was going to happen. And I might even leave like some of this stuff in, because I want to make sure that again, it's not a one-to-one creation, but I want there to be mountains and hills over here where the roads fade off into. I don't want there to be a reason that like, you know, like, oh, I should have kept building. Like, no, it's obvious that you should have stopped because the forest and the hills and the water. So I'm trying to have the bulk of the space in the 25 tiles. There is plenty of water and there's an industrial port area here, but there's also basically an entire tile that is where, essentially where Logan Airport is. So it is rough. And I didn't come back here. I was really just kind of plopping stuff down and figuring out the spacing of things. But let's look at the other one. I don't think the other one's like barely started. And I was like, oh, you know, it'd be a good idea. 6 months later, like, let me go do that again, but let's do it in the snow. I don't even know how far I got in this. This might be like me getting frustrated drawing the first coast. Your Xbox has an SSD? What? Yeah. Why does it take so long to load that map? That's remastered. That's always done that for me. Yeah, this is like GTA load times. The GTA 5 load times on the old the PS4 and the Xbox non-series. Your remastered loads very fast. Mine does not. Mine definitely does not. I actually remarked that early on. That was one of the first things I noticed, was like, hey, remastered, you're getting a bunch of cool things, including PC load times. It is always loaded slow for me. In fact, that's why it took like what, 2 minutes to load each map when we went through all of them on a live stream. It took me 10 hours to go through 90 something maps. I would love to do a bunch of New England towns. Who, oh man, I think he stopped posting. Prez. Was it Columbia? Oh my God. One of my favorite, absolute favorite cities. But it's been years, I think, since he's done anything. Columbia. Wait. Okay, no, there he is. Prez videos 3 years ago, yeah. Whoa, was I orienting this? I was orienting this totally differently in this map. Interesting. Okay, well, I am gonna think about this. But New Boston, I think New Boston definitely is coming. Do I do it on console unmodded? Or do I go for the gusto and mod it and do all the assets and get crazy with it? And I don't know, who can I pay? Revo? Who will build me a Fenway Park custom asset? Who's still active? Who does that kind of modeling? Peanut? If you could only use height maps and remaster, I know that'd be so cool. Man. What do we got? 20 people. Okay, let's see. Hold on a second here. Where's the button? Where do I do this? Not add emotes. This membership gifting. 5 of you have memberships. Welcome. Enjoy. Spam stupid emotes. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you. Let's see. Let's get back into River Run for a moment. I get 10 of those to give away each month, so I may as well do them when there's some people here. Load game. Back into River Run. Oh man, Meme City. Yeah, so if PDX ever goes out of business, I will show you Westwood, which is from January 2023. But that's the only way I could even potentially consider it. So I think for sure that I will at least get to a relatively finished state with River Run. Professional gamer and they only give you 10. Is Westwood locked by NDA? Technically, yes. What could I say if I can say anything? Let me think about it for a minute. Give me a minute to ponder here. Let me converse with my lawyer. My lawyer told me to assert my is it 4th, 5th, and 16th Amendments? Fourth protects government searches. Yeah, I would not like to be searched. I do not want to testify against myself. And is it 14th? 14th Amendment granted citizenship to all persons where that's not the right one. No, I don't know. There's another amendment in there. But I'll shut up. What? Did my streaming page fail? I had to reload my streaming page. Hopefully I didn't disconnect it all during that. Yeah, the loading time on this is atrocious. You're telling me that's not the case for you, Sin? Sin, was it you that's saying that the load times are not bad for you? I gotta look at what's going on here. $19 is where you need to assert? Okay. Interesting. Okay, I gotta figure out my load times issue. Because I don't even think a Series S or X game will let you run off of a non. Are the saves somehow stored? Well, what the hell would they be stored on? Unless I have them stored on. I do have an old school drive plugged in, but the internal, and I have the SSD expansion card as well, the Seagate. Loads in less than 10 seconds. Do you know how much time I wasted on that stream, Sin? Loading for 2 minutes per map times 90 something maps? Oh my God. We killed so much time with absolute baloney. I think we did like bandle rounds between every map. Like, I don't even remember. It took a long time. It took 10 hours to get through everything because of the loads. That's awful. I wish I had known it was a me problem. Oh no. They're already there. We're good. Everything's fine. Look at that. I barely had a chance to zoom in on it and it was already put out. How are we feeling about this skyline? Do we ditch some of these? Is there anything that we feel? I do like these buildings. I won't lie. They're okay. But we're running out of room over here. So what do we bring over? That's a... Who wanted Chonky? Does this count as Chonky? That's I mean, that's... It's got a girthy base. Oh man, that doesn't even fit on the block. Ooh, we have to reconfigure the roads for this one. Okay, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. We are reinventing this entire block for this boy. Get in here. Yeah, right in there. Look at this thing. It's a sundial. It's a sundial. Okay. So here's the problem, is we can't connect all the way up to here now. Not anymore. So we're gonna have to change our configuration just a little bit. Can we get a... So that's gonna be footpath through there. Okay. We'll do that. Oh, you're gonna be a jerk, huh? About the nodes? Oh, do I have... You know what? I have snapping off. I bet you I still have snapping off. That's on. That's on. That's... Okay, never mind. I have... Snapping is on. Let's do this road first. They really, like... I hope someone is aware of how they broke road mechanics in Remastered. The tutorial that I made, I kind of feel bad. I should take it down, but like some people for some reason are able to make it work and others are not, because the roads are inconsistent and wider hitboxes than they actually used to be. I don't know what the hell's going on. I do know that we're not making money anymore in the city, and it haunts me. Let's turn on all these uniques and see if it causes lots of traffic and noise and cost to us. Although I don't think the skyscraper buildings were that expensive. They're a couple hundred, under 1,000 a piece. Okay, so this through here, this is, you know, one thing that does suck about working with these skyscrapers is like the camera does not want to move around these things at all. It makes it really tough. That's a little, I mean, they have bushes there. I guess it's okay. It's a little off. Okay, so can we get one or two more narrow footprint buildings over here? That is not a narrow footprint. This one should fit. Need to behave post-workout and okay. I'm gonna try. This looks like this fits. So do we put this next to, and I'm sorry for the awkward camera movement. It's especially bad around all these buildings. Can we go this way on this street and not break anything? That one's way too big, right? That's not gonna fit. There's no way that fits. Do we have another building hanging out somewhere that we could bring down here? These are just not going to fit footprint-wise. So let's just get rid of those now. I thought the like the department store stuff could be fun over here by the other stadium. Ooh, this one's just letting out. Letting out or going in? Going in? It's really unfortunate about this one. Like, these are... Peanut did these, I think? These are amazing assets. They really are. But for a game that you can walk around in, it's really unfortunate that there is not safety netting back here. And it's also unfortunate that you can't actually walk around in the field because that happens. Because I would love to come down here and get a look at it from the ground, but you can't like actually be on the field. Can we be over here at least? Yeah, stands are okay, but like there's no ground on most of the field. So you can't like go feel what it's like to be a player down there in the field. You can get close. It's just, it feels small at this scale. It's weird, right? Like it doesn't feel, it's big, but it doesn't feel like a baseball park. It feels like a very tall high school stadium in terms of the size, maybe even a little league field. What am I saying? Yeah, it doesn't seem that big from the character perspective. It's correct in the size of everything else, but your character, I think, is too big. I don't know. It's just, the scale's a little more accurate in the new one. The teeth, too. The teeth are much more accurate in the new one. Couldn't be a streaker? Nope. Can't do it. Actually, you know what? I take it back. You can't do it at the profession. So here's the story of the city. This is, you know, kind of Dodger Stadium-esque. This is massive. Or is it more Yankee Stadium-esque, I guess? Either way. No, it's more Dodger Stadium, I guess. This is like our professional field, and over this way is the college field, and this one you can walk around on. This one, this was the campus DLC, and this one you can freely explore. Well, they get routed. This one again, though, it's funny to me. It's like people, like, I don't know, like I just feel like there should be safety netting. It's wild. Like, this would be like someone would die at every game, guaranteed, absolutely guaranteed. If you've ever been to a baseball game and seen the speed of the ball coming off the bat It's like 130, 140 mile an hour exit velocity, I think. You don't have time to move out of the way of that. Like if you were already committing to try and catch it when it was hit, maybe you can stop it from killing you. But that's just like there's no distance immediately behind home plate. So like, yeah, no safety netting in any of these, which again I just think is a little disappointing for all the detail that goes into it. Just a little safety net. And I know like it doesn't seem like that big of a deal, but like the asset was already like, you know what I mean? It was already here. You could have done like one layer of this. Even like you don't have to go all as aggressive as they've done with baseball today, which is not a bad thing. I'm for safety and children especially not dying at a baseball game. So like I'm all for the safety netting. So much so that it's mildly concerning for my Sims that they're not protected. You know, at least this that little bend behind home plate. If you want to let behind the dugouts, you're on your own, that's fine. Little netting right there behind home plate would chef's kiss. Complete the build. Do the same thing over, where the hell's the other stadium? Man, I am lost in my own city. There's a game going on. Do they have this? I haven't actually seen the game happening here. I think is it the same thing? One team is getting routed. Yeah. So they use the same animation. The outfield looks a little bigger, as it probably should for the stadium to feel right. And don't get me wrong, like I can't do this. I mean, years ago I built stuff in Unreal Engine. It's basically carving stuff out of like a sculpture out of marble. So I take it back. I could do something like this, but like there's so much commitment. There is so much skill that goes into this and time, and it just it throws me that I wonder, is it that baseball is so unpopular all over the world that people think it's like cricket and the ball is not going to come 140 miles an hour directly straight behind home plate and murder any of these people back here? Like, this is murder zone. Anybody sitting maybe even up here beyond the row there. It's weird that they disappear. They're only one-sided. That's so weird. They're more dense and better than the we get some sun in here. Or did the game literally just end as I changed the time? Is it depend on the time of day? Did I like make them leave the game? I feel like I did that. I feel like that was me. Anyways, we're gonna build a little shopping mall area here around this spot. We actually should have a train station up here as well. But let's take one more look over here, because I think our skyline is now. We can look from a little further away. We can even look from way over here now, I think. Let's go all the way in the corner of our map. Let's see what. Ooh, let's see. Past this abandoned station. Time of day, of course, like a couple clicks before sunset. Like that one right there. What are those lights on the left? The airport? The bridge. Oh my God. That's aggressive. Let's hide that. Airport over there. Let's see. We can see if we get a really good angle. It's kind of nice seeing the sun like maybe between. But this is a little too repetitive and polluted over here. What if we see this man-made lake, but without the electrical wires going through it? That's pretty cool. That's cleaned up a bit. And if we just change the shape of the edges of the neighborhoods now, this town is really coming along. I love River Run so much. And this was all built live right here on stream. Subscribe and stick around if you are new. Appreciate you hanging out. I think this is like, I mean, I don't know, that's all right. What is this taller building down here that has to go? It's in the industrial area. What the hell? What is this? Is this one of the, like, the high-tech buildings? Art Deco? Electric car factory. Should that get moved over here? What's over here? The warehouse, the robotics institute, the research center. I feel like I had it over here at one point, but did I feel like I needed something? Maybe I should do like, let me get it back on daytime for a minute. I feel like maybe I should do like a little industrial business, maybe some processing, not necessarily that. Because it's just it's a little tall and I don't know. Maybe I was just, you know what it was? I was right here and I was liking the angle and the view and everything, but that one thing was a little too tall. And it's like somebody that like is totally minding their own business, but you're just sitting in a slightly bad angle and you want to blame the person, but it's really the seat's fault. You just move a little bit. We can move the camera around. We can remove that obstacle. Probably would have been okay right there. Oh yeah. What if we see all this traffic happening at the, yeah. 3 times speed, 1 time speed, 3 times speed. It's busy, but unless something happens, like unless there's like a perfect storm somehow, it doesn't back up onto the highway. And I think it's okay to have traffic. It doesn't need to always be flowing. Cities are not perfect. You're not perfect. I'm not perfect. Traffic is okay. We don't have to eliminate all of it. And if you want to eliminate all of it, make pods and helicopter routes and ferries. I think this is a major improvement. What does Hulk say? This is an absolute win. What is it? Why can I not remember the quote? This is an absolute win. This is definitely a nice upgrade. I think the title of the stream holds true. Working on my city skyline in Cities Skylines. If you're perfect, have a much larger bank account. If you were perfect, you wouldn't need to pay for anything. Touche. This is a nice jam too. Is this Bagel? I feel like this is Bagel. It is Bagel. Eternal Moonbeams. I've called this one out a few times. EpidemicSound.com. The music behind most of my channel for quite a while. Earlier Let's Plays, the earliest Let's Plays were free YouTube music. I then got a Monster Cat subscription, and that was good for a while. They changed their terms though, where at one point it was like if you had a subscription active when you uploaded the video, you're good. And then they changed the terms to you have to have an active subscription. So I had a bunch of my stuff claimed for ad revenue. It's old Let's Plays that don't get a lot of views, so it's okay. But it's unfortunate. And I went with Epidemic, and I've been very happy with it. And they have a better licensing structure in that it's like the old Monster Cat licensing. Hopefully it doesn't change. But you know, I could cancel my subscription and they're not going to claim my videos because I had an active subscription when I posted the video. And that's a much chiller licensing model. Yeah, there's lots of great tracks in the free YouTube stuff too. Stream Beats used to be great, and I would recommend. I like the Stream Beats music. I used it recently for the first time. I don't know, like within the last 6 months, I used it for the first time in a couple years. And I was like, oh, hey, Stream Beats, let's put some Stream Beats on. And they changed their model to where they share revenue now. So they don't totally steal your revenue, but they share your revenue. And for somebody that built that business up with the idea of it not taking your revenue, I think that's really unfortunate, because I wouldn't have gone back to use it if I knew I was going to have to split revenue. And it's not the money, it's the principle. I don't turn on ads on every thing I do. I turn them on for the stream, but then I don't run any ads. So it's just like an intro ad, if anything, which I think is maybe a bad idea. But also, I know certain videos, when you turn off ads, you do not get the same reach. YouTube can tell you that they show the same, but they don't. Like, they want you to watch the stuff that has ads on it. So I definitely get less reach and less views when I do turn ads off of stuff, but I generally only run front load ads. And if I forgot to turn off mid-rolls in any of my videos, please let me know. If you ever see that. Back, what'd you miss? I don't know. I've been staring at this. I've really been enjoying this new skyline. I'm sitting back and watching my City Skylines on the stream of me working on my City Skylines and City Skylines. Ads don't show up for me. Yeah, I got, what was it called? YouTube Red early on, YouTube Premium now. I had it like the month it came out. I was like, there's a way to avoid ads. Oh my God, is anybody, you know one of the reasons why? Here in my garage, does anyone know Ty Lopez here in my garage? It's not about, you know, the materialistic things like this Lamborghini that I got here. I'm more proud of these 8 bookshelves I had to install for the 17 books I read a day. Knowledge. That commercial ran so many times. I was like, I jumped on the bandwagon. YouTube, take my money. Here's my credit card info. Make it so I don't ever have to see that Ty Lopez video again. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you should check it out. It was maybe from a different era. So the YouTube Premium stuff, like the Ty Lopez stuff was before. I want to say it was before YouTube Red, because it was one of the big push ad campaigns, and it was basically like a get rich quick scheme. Like, and if you want to learn about the knowledge that I've accrued, up here in the Hollywood Hills with my Lamborghini and all my books, then you should come over to my website and check out the free video and take the course. That was what the video was. That was a horrible ad. Okay, I'm glad somebody knows it. I think you can redirect to videos at the end of the stream. Such a rickroll. Here in my garage, I'll post it on the Discord. If you want to hang out on an inactive Discord, tinyurl.com/move the mouse will get you over there. I'll post that stupid link in there after. I'll find it right now. I'll post it if you want to bookmark it or head over there and come back. I don't care. Here in my garage. So it's a video, but is it still available? Did somebody re-upload it? Because it should have like millions and millions of views. Is this a full re-upload?
Here in my garage, just bought this new Lamborghini here.
That's the one. Okay. So check this out after, or go check it out now. I don't care. 20OE. But I won't watch it here just for the claim. Did anyone get banned for misbehaving? No, we were I was talking about, I went off on a tangent about Ty Lopez here in my garage in the Hollywood Hills, my Lamborghini and all the books. It's about the knowledge. We were talking about why we don't do or don't see ads on YouTube, and I had a horrible flashback to when there were ads in my YouTube. I signed up for YouTube Red so early, but I remember the Ty Lopez knowledge commercial was a reason that I could not wait to pay to not see ads, because I saw it so many freaking times. What a throwback, LOL. He just got arrested, didn't he? Ty Lopez arrest. Arrested in October in connection with a $112 million Ponzi scheme. Knowledge. Here in my garage. It's not about the materialistic things. This is an election year and couldn't take the Clinton and Trump ads. Oh my God. So I must have, when did YouTube Red come out? YouTube Red came out in 2015, so it would have been like right before that election cycle, right? Because 2016 would have been the election. So yeah, that was, I swear to God I was right on top of that. When did Here in My Garage come out? Because the original video is apparently down now. When did Here in My Garage come out? Here in My Garage, 2015. Yeah, it was the active ad campaign. That might have been, you know what? PSYOP. Google is behind the $112 million Ponzi scheme that Ty Lopez is running. And it was all an effort to steal ad revenue from us. That's what I'm saying. It's the same year. It was the ad that was just getting bombarded with. And that option came out to pay to avoid ads. And YouTube was like one ad at a time. But I just got so annoyed with that ad. No, it's not. I'm not going to calm down. I figured out the conspiracy, Sin. It's Ty Lopez. It's Ty Lopez and Pepe Silvia. But here's the thing. There is no Ty Lopez. Seriously, isn't that... I've become a much better builder over the years. I'll pat myself on the back. I think this is a pretty cool view for an unmodded console build. I'm happy with this. Traffic did back up a little bit on the right highway, though. I should shut up. I know, I gotta calm down or I'm gonna get fired. Oh, we already got fired. What? No! 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 No!
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
Oh, they just put it out. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Woo! I thought we were gonna have a big industrial fire there. Little barn burner. I don't know if the how does everybody feel about this? Yay or nay on the observation tower? Do we put another skyscraper in here? Is the observation tower okay? Does it even have a good view? Oh, it actually spins? Does it move us? No, okay, it doesn't. Are we supposed to be like looking from up here? Is this? No. Where would we be in the glass underneath? That's spinning really fast. That's almost making me dizzy. That's 1x speed now. So we've got to round the edges out better. That is always the challenge. That's actually a pretty good. Well, except for that, I was gonna say it's a pretty good view, except for that light that we're like standing in the middle of. That's pretty good. Pretty good right there. Good view. Tom from MySpace. Oh my God. The white t-shirt and the thumbs up. Was it thumbs up or was he holding like a whiteboard marker? I don't even remember. That guy was friends with everybody. Early CSS for MySpace. Oh my goodness. What an interesting collapse MySpace like just disappeared from the public consciousness. That happens with a lot of stuff though. Let's get better camera angles and reminisce about old computer services that don't exist anymore. Like AOL dial-up just went away in 2025. They finally closed the service for good. You cannot use dial-up phone lines to use AOL to connect to the internet. Where is it? AOL sign on. Nope, that's here in my garage. We don't need that. AOL dial-up sound. Let me see here. Over here. Put this over here. Pause it. Play this. This is what connecting to the internet used to sound like, kids. Hello? No, Mom, hang up the phone. I'm trying to connect to the internet. Hang up the phone. What? Hello? What? Hang up the phone, Mom. So that was connecting to the internet. Online safety, like, man, Wild West at first, no online safety. Nobody had a clue what was going on there. Like, you think about the dark web today, that was just the regular web. That and MIDI music pages. What was that? The Cities site? What the hell was the name of it? There was that people had the MIDI music up on the page. I can't think of the name of the site now. Music City, something. Man. ASL in the chats. GeoCities, that's the one. Thank you. Thank you, old internet heads. And I don't mean to call you old per se, but familiar with the old internet. When things weren't in our pocket. I'm really happy with River Run. I think I'm gonna put more work into it, and I don't know. Is anyone an egg patron here? If you are, I did a podcast with him, and we talked about a lot of fun stuff. One of the things that I did talk about, he doesn't do the city tours for console because he can't log into the account to see the city. But I could certainly give him some high definition footage and take him through. So I want to ask him and keep on top of that. We're going to have him do a city review, and I think this is going to be the one. LimeWire. I was out of the game. I was out of the commercial application space by the time LimeWire came out. I had moved on to WinMX. which is a pretty open protocol, and like the central servers went offline, but the protocol itself was kept alive. They incremented the letters by 1, so WinMX became WinNY, and it was active for at least 20 years. Let me get back to me. Yeah, Napster was a ton of fun. What are you downloading? Back in Black by Metallica.exe. Should sound great. Or no, I'm downloading a Linkin Park album. Lincoln. Hit play and it's the Beastie Boys. Cuts out halfway through. That was music in the late 90s, early 2000s. And then someone was like, let's just go sell them an iPod and iTunes. Or not someone, it was Steve Jobs. It was like, let's just give everybody an iPod. And then after that novelty's worn off a few years later, we'll sell them an iPod and a phone and an internet communications device all in one. That iPhone reveal conference is still pretty epic. It's burned into my brain. Did we run out of a playlist here? It sounds like we did. Which means I need to scroll and hit more and guess where we were. Sure. So, are we all settling into the idea? Chip in the poll if you don't mind. Please. Where is add a poll? Add a poll. If you play Cities, I guess. Where do you play Cities? PC, console of some sort, or just watch. Interested to know, because I'm wondering, like, for those of us on console, how settled in are we getting to the idea of remastered being it for quite a while? Which is why I think my wheels are turning for New Boston again, because New Boston was always going to be a Cities 1 build. Whether it was PC or console, I wasn't sure. Did I ask that tonight? We established not winter. Did I ask about PC and like where the build would be? I forget. I'm going to scroll up and see if I think I reloaded my page so those results are gone. Oh, no, here we go. What did I ask? Winter or not winter? Oh, then I asked about Seasons DLC, and everybody's going to pay $20 for some orange trees. 50-50 on the platform, so... Yeah, I'm so settled in on the idea of this being the console experience for quite a while. And it's interesting because, like, one of the things I had some, I mean, let's go deep into personal issues here. I talked about it in the channel before though, but in 2021 I had a deep depression and stopped making content. But there was no fire for me to create content because, like, CS2 was right around the corner. It was supposed to be coming out anytime soon. And it was in a weird space where it's like, everyone's going to move on to CS2. I don't like it. I'm not having fun with it. Like, I'm just done. Didn't care. And ended up taking a break. It was more the mental health than that, but that was definitely a contributor that led to the burnout happening faster, I think. Was knowing that CS2 was coming around the corner. But again, even today, they're barely scraping out extra numbers. They're 400 players above what CS1 is on PC. And that's because of a DLC just came out this week, you know? 6,400 to 6,600. So the gap is closing. They're only 200 ahead in CS2 right now. Wild. You play vanilla. Yeah, I mean, there's a... If I'm gonna play on PC, like, I'm not gonna not grab Move It at least. Move It is awesome. Oh, you put that road down a little bit crooked? You want to draw it 17 times and try again and again and again? Or just bend this little bit of road a little bit? Or just change the slope a little bit? It's so awesome. It's such an amazing mod. If they could have built that one thing in to Remastered. It would have been cool. But they've broken other things with the terrain, so who knows? Like, I can't put down a pedestrian path without it realizing that I'm on the ground. So maybe I don't want them implementing Move It into the game. But, I mean, so I take it back. Like, do I want that in the game? Yes. Do I want the people that implemented it to do it right and not... You know what I mean? Because you're going to do Move It, and then it's going to, like, every road you draw for the next hour and a half is going to have guardrail sidewalls on it because it thinks it's elevated. Because you moved the last one and it never reset the idea of where the road is. You know what I mean? Like, something stupid like that would happen. But yeah, Move It would be essential. I'm not like I can appreciate line tool, but I kind of like getting in there with the detail and pixel by pixel, bush by bush. I like doing the lines myself. I like putting one on either end, one in the midpoint, then the midpoint between those two, and then the midpoint between those two to keep it kind of spaced even and twist them all individually as they go. I don't know. I'm weird like that. I also don't hyper detail on PC that much. So then again, like maybe if I was doing it a lot more, but rows are nice. And in fact, like here, like, okay, here you go. Here you go. Where there's the Colline Francese, which means that that's I mean there's some road bushes here actually. So this is all, I mean, this is all manual, you know. But it works pretty nice down there on foot. Like it looks like a nicely manicured property on foot. And obviously that would have been a lot easier with the line tool, but it's also like it's just a little bit rougher without it. So I don't know. We can't change the direction of things. Like it's very limiting. So yeah, would a line tool be nice? It would. It's not the thing that makes it or break it for me. The ability to move it though, like to change how these intersections curve around a little bit, or to what map was it? Plainville. I'm sure somebody was in here. The like stair steps on Plainville where I have the really close roads, and it's like one of them is a meter below, and it's like it puts a stair in the road. Like you could just fix that stuff with Move It. Just nudge it just a little bit. That would be awesome. So, okay, sorry. What else did you say, Sin? You said Move It. Line tool, I can take or leave. Traffic Manager, I could also take or leave, but it is very cool. But if it's like, you know, hey, we'll give you one mod, I'll take Move It over Traffic Manager. Especially when you can do quite a bit with policies and pedestrian areas and things like that. Sorry, and I'm catching up on chat. April says, you were the first one to watch when I got CS1 for doing intersections and a roundabout and a few other things. Worked really well for me on PC. Awesome. I am really glad that helped out. Hopefully there's still stuff coming. I have CS2 as well, but only play it on the Steam Deck. Wait, you play CS2 on the Steam Deck? And it's a matter of patience, lots of patience, so much patience. Okay, I was like, my wheels are returning. Like, wait a minute, maybe I'll try it on the Steam Deck before I finish the sentence. And then I heard about all the patience requirements, and now I am done. I'm not going to bother. Road DLC. So okay, there's 2 DLCs that I would still love to see. A Yumble intersection. Don't give me don't give me these roads. Has everyone seen Map Pack 4 roads? Okay, so some of these are okay. They're all right. That's a little wild. There's some very odd angles that these roads connect together. Okay. Kind of a dog bone thing happening over the road. I'm not going to put all these down because I want my 379 million. Like, look at this nonsense. Look at the shape of this thing. Like, what is that? I could see, like, in principle, that being useful from a design perspective, like, but I can't see, like, oh, here is a preset version of this thing that you can drop in a map and make it work. There's stuff like this, which is just kind of messy. The slope on these is not particularly impressive. It's like, go up as steep as possible and come back down as steep as possible. One of the things that you can do to make things a lot better, like, this isn't beautiful by any means, but it actually looks kind of natural when you're on it. It doesn't seem that out of place, and it's not as dramatic of a slope. Like, that is not my most proud intersection in the city. Maybe something like one of these, but or maybe like over here in the where I carved out the water path, put the keys in. Anyways, these are the intersections that came in Map Pack 4. Where's like the last 2 are amazing. So what's better than a roundabout over a highway as an exit? How about another highway on top of that roundabout? How much does this thing cost? Let's put this in real quick. Look at this thing. This is an intersection that you pay for. This is gonna get so backed up. It's so bad. So I would like to have a Yumble intersection, please. That would be a cool DLC pack. And then the other thing that would be a really cool DLC pack is the, again, the fall trees. This is amazing though. This is like a little magic roundabout. I always want to say it's in Slough, but that's because of The Office. It's in Swindon. There's a place called the Magic Roundabout. Search it up if you have not seen it. It is ridiculous. It is 5 roundabouts connected to one another. And it's all pretty straightforward. Okay, so you have this roundabout, right? Whether you're going left hand or right hand, you do you, okay? And then these deliver traffic to and from the next roundabout. Same thing, roundabout, to and from. They shipped this, and they could have updated the game by now, but they shipped it with this segment right here, which is totally broken because both of these roads face the same way. So like this may as well not be here. And they charge money for this. So I would like a competent intersection. You know what? I probably feel bad for the creator because they were probably like, I don't really know what I'm doing, but you want intersections? Like, yep. Give us 8 intersections, 10 intersections so we can add it to the sales sheet. And dude was like, okay, I only got 9. I just put a roundabout over a highway. I'm out of ideas. What do I do? Put another highway over that. Like, okay. They're hardly Map Pack 3 interchanges, which are much better. They're much cleaner, much more functional. I shouldn't even say that. Like, they are much cleaner. They're not necessarily handling traffic any better. This is a very down-tempo song for, I guess this is background music, but very, 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 very chill. Okay, where are we at? Ooh, 11:30. I should probably call it quits. It's a work night. It's a school night. Let's save the game, River Run. Let's make it sunset. And let's look out one more time over our new skyline in Cities Skylines. Our new Cities Skylines in Cities Skylines. Or how about this? Our new remastered Cities Skylines and Cities Skylines Remastered. That's what it is. That's what you're looking at. I think we did a nice upgrade tonight. We learned some things about our play habits, about our proclivity for paying $20 for fall trees. I think there's still a lot of good stuff we can do with CS1. I'm not finished yet. So stay tuned for more random streams. 9 p.m. Eastern when I go live. This weekend's going to be a little crazy. These next 2 weeks actually are going to be a little crazy. So this weekend, what do we have? We have, well, wife, daughter, and I are going to Wicked 2. Wicked Be Good. Johnny Be Good. Wicked for Good. Wicked So Good. Whatever the second Wicked is, we're going to see that. And then my wife is graduating on Sunday, and then starting her master's. So like she's gonna be busy for a while. But very proud of her. We're gonna go celebrate that on Sunday, and then of course next week is Thanksgiving. So I'll need to be helping out around the house a bit and prepping. But that also means there'll probably be a lot of weird downtime next week. So stay tuned for some random streams. I usually like to do Fridays and Saturdays, but it hasn't been a thing for a bit, and it probably won't be a thing this weekend or next. So stay tuned for some random streams. I really appreciate you hanging out. Come back if you got a free membership and spam some stupid emotes in the chat. Really appreciate you for just hanging out. If you're just chilling, enjoying the building and the, I don't know, my nonsense, then you know where to find it. It'll be here in River Run or New Boston. But probably River Run first. I got a lot of thinking to do about New Boston. That's gonna be a fun one though. If you wanna, again, it's inactive. I'm not trying to tout it as the next big thing, but if you wanna hang out with some like-minded people and chat cities or stupid memes or AI art, tinyurl.com/movethemouse. Come hang out in the Discord. I will see you all in the next one. Whenever that is. I don't know. I've been feeling good about making little bits of progress in this city. So whenever I go live next, it will probably be more of this. There'll be a new Surrounded episode coming at some point. Get some funny ideas for that one. It's silly. It's stupid. You're going to see Wicked on Friday too? Nice. And congrats to Apple indeed. Yes. Oh, go ahead. Say hello to Nina and have fun hanging out with her for the first time in a bit. Is this her first time back? Thank you, Adina. Appreciate it. It's wild times. Wild times. Well, everybody, I hope you can come out and make the next one. If I don't see you, have a happy Thanksgiving. Or if you are in other parts of the world, have a great Thursday next week, if I don't talk to you. But do come back. Hang out. 9 p.m. Eastern is the time I usually go live. Cities, silliness, lots of other things. Come hang out and chat, or hang out and lurk, and that's fine too. We'll see you in the next one. Until then, move the mouse. Signing off. I don't know why I trailed off so weirdly there. I felt like I had a stroke in the last 5 seconds. But yeah, next time, move the mouse. Signing off. No stroke. Should I cut it there? I feel like I should cut it there. But now the next song started, and this isn't the one I want to outro on. So now we gotta get all awkward about it. Is this a better outro? That's not a better outro. I mean, we already heard this one tonight. Do I have an outros playlist? Hang out. Check out the sunset for a minute. It's beautiful. Oh no, is Epidemic, is it gonna like hang on me now that I'm gonna go to run the stream for like 5 more minutes and it's like, no, your internet's gonna drop. And that'll decide the end of the end of the stream. Come on, Epidemic Sound. No, Epidemic Sound. Okay, no, it totally. We're still here, right? We're still here. It's just me talking now. Fill the void, mouse, with sound. You are. You're talking nonstop. You won't shut up. I had an outro playlist. Did I not? Somewhere I have an outro playlist. I have an intro playlist. Do I not have an outro playlist? What's on the intro playlist? You think an intro would be a good outro? Do I have any? A lot of these are favorited, so I must have enjoyed them for one reason or another. Wait, I think I know this one. I think I've used this one. I can hit this outro easy. Wait. No, that's not the one. I mean, it's not a terrible song. It works. Anyways, again, let me try that again. Let's pretend like I didn't mess that up the first time. Let's pretend like this is the outro that was supposed to happen last time. We build with the music and we say thank you and we remind you to like and subscribe and tune back in next time for more silly nonsense. And if we time it just right and we wait a little bit of an awkward beat there because I was early, we can say Move the Mouse signing off. Something like that. I don't know. It wasn't a very good time drop. It was better than the last one. I'll see you next time, everybody. Bye. For real, this time. I'm done talking. It's over. Stream's over. See ya. Don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. I mean, if you're enjoying the tune, you can hang out, I guess. It's cool. I gotta come up with like Marvel mid-credit roll scenes for the breakdowns. Do something fun with this downtime. Give people incentive to hang out through these stupid, nonsensical, rambling outros. Adia knows, you're no stranger to these. I'm out of gas. I really don't have any ideas. I'm just going to let the song play out. And I love the new Skyline. Hopefully you enjoy the new Skylines and Cities Skylines. This is the real end. For real, I'm going to shut up now. I will see you on the next one. Until then, this is Move the Mouse signing off! That was the real outro.